Hey, Corky here, coming to you from Northwest Alabama on a Saturday, one of the few days that you can sit out on the porch in the heat at this location. So 9:30 in the morning. Um, got some guitar news, and a lot of these things, my intention is to help you, those of you that are guitar pickers, especially those who, you know, didn't make it big. You didn't, you're not in a band. You don't have any hit records. Uh, you're just a guy or a gal who plays the guitar but loves it and loves to do it, or the other range of instruments. And you would like to be more active playing music. Um, so in my later years of my life, I'm finding kind of non-conventional ways to stay active in music. Some of my old buddies from the 60s say to me that, well, one called me a professional. And I said, how can you say I'm professional when I don't make a living at it? And he said, well, you do it full time. So it's not based upon what kind of income you get from it, because frankly, in the music business, you're not going to get any income much at all, especially since the digital age has exploded, and now we just get pennies for streams of our records and our songs. Um, so we're not even looking for that anymore because that's not available. Um, so, for several years I served in the healthcare industry playing music, doing music services, which some people call music therapy, but I'm not a board certified person on that. I am certified to teach intercultural studies. So my music activities often go across cultures. And some of you know that I've been trained on the Indian sitar for going on 2 years. I am scheduled to be in India, Delhi, right after Christmas until like 4th of January, participating in a Akanksha Foundation music uh, program for kids in India. I've been doing the uh, guitar nights at my house almost 5 years now, and I have different college age students as well as older people, as well as community people who are like rock and roll people and so forth, come into my home and taking guitar lessons by playing along with seasoned musicians. So it's kind of a support group too for people that are in between gigs or in between opportunities. So that has continued to be successful. I've been continuing in the mandolin world too. Uh, but recently, as I said on another video, I was contacted by Hamilton Middle School here in Hamilton, Alabama to teach music. And so I went through the ringer on the application and the training and stuff like that, still going through that, and started teaching middle school music, 7th and 8th grade. And this is a paying thing, so this is remarkable. And so I was then contacted by a friend he said, you know, look like you're getting ready to teach poor kids guitar again, which I had taught at one of Alice Cooper's centers, music academy, rock and roll academy in South Dakota, and then I'd done Reno drum circles for Dolly Parton at the Festival of Nations. So this is telling you about all the different non-conventional ways that I employ myself in music. So anyway, I started teaching at school. My friend contacted me. He says, looks like you're going to be teaching poor kids guitar again. We gave away guitars in South Dakota, you know, and the organization's called Free Guitars for Kids. And I had a Zoom interview with the founder, executive director, and I'm going to be getting 8 guitars for my middle school kids. I'm going to be coming, and 2 mandolins from mandolin players. So there's going to be an unboxing video coming up on this load of free guitars. He told me there were, you know, thousands of guitars that are locked up, can't be released because of tariffs. So thanks for that, President Trump. But anyway, so that's going down. There'll be a, you know, unboxing video and some pictures will be taken when these kids get their guitars, and then they will be playing them in school time, second, third period, and they will come for lessons probably after school. So I'm really kind of buried right now in teaching guitar, and you know, the School of Rock people, you know, when I was teaching at the Rock and Roll Academy in South Dakota, the School of Rock people that I talked to always made me feel like I was inept, you know, to teach guitar. I've been playing 56 years, and I don't read standard notation, and I do read tablature, but I don't use it very much. I'm kind of a learn by doing guy. I learned how to play guitar by putting vinyl records on a turntable and tuning to whatever guitar shows up on there. So anyway, that's my dog Buddy back here moving around. If you wonder, I don't know if you know him or not. He's decided to lay down now that I was thinking about introducing him, but he's all over me in this rocking chair, which rocking chair's got me. The other thing I was going to say on the middle school music program is that, so I get there and there's this kid who plays banjo. Now, you know, you can't tell a lot of stuff about students that you work with public school for privacy reasons and so forth. So I won't mention his name or anything, but there was a kid with a banjo, and he could play the thing. Now, you know that I'm a mandolin player, so I'm kind of unnerved by banjo playing, you know. What's the difference between a banjo and a chainsaw? A chainsaw has a dynamic range. You know how to tell when the stage is level, when chewing tobacco drips out evenly on both sides of the banjo player's mouth. So, you know, that's a thing in America. Mandolin players joke about banjo players. Banjo players muck about talking to mandolin players. So I've been a part of that. But this kid really impressed me. And so some of my lessons that I'm teaching in school that are lesson plans from Smithsonian Folkways. So President Trump, leave Smithsonian alone. I need my lesson plans, sir. So anyway, these lessons was focusing on Mike Seeger and, you know, clawhammer banjo and everything. So me and this kid in the class are, you know, playing banjo and guitar together. And then we're letting the other kids have these experiences along with us. They're doing a lot of singing, stuff like that, percussion and things. So anyway, this kid really got me turned on to the banjo. Nobody's ever done that before. Now my old partner back in the day, 60s, 70s, he was a good banjo player, I thought. But he couldn't get me really interested in it. And I think the sitar that I had been learning, it has these Chicari strings on the top. And it's a lot like a 5-string banjo. It has that real high string on the top that you use as kind of a, I don't know what you call it. But anyway, it's kind of a home key that druns for the song, right? So the banjo made much more sense to me when this kid showed it to me and told me how he tuned it and all that. So that's the experience I'm having. So you probably will never hear me say again, hello, this is Corky Alexander coming to you from Northwest Alabama, no banjo on knee. And that's a reference to O Susanna. Come from Alabama with a banjo on my knee. So he has successfully installed the banjo in my life. And so who knows, I may be getting me a banjo before I croak. But anyway, so we're here with our coffee out here. Looking forward to a good year. Got a bunch of students in intercultural studies that I'm teaching. I don't know how many yet, but the classes start on Monday. So, anyway, that's some guitar news. You guys comment and let me know what you like, what you don't like, and suggestions for further videos. I've done a slew of instructional videos on here. So, but that's the news. You heard it here first. Corky, signing out.